Welcome to another episode of Cooking with Innermixx. I'm your host, Chef Yero. And today we got a great artist coming through. We got amazing food we're gonna cook for y'all. Y'all stay tuned. Like I said, we got an amazing artist coming through today. He's from Detroit, Michigan. Young black male that's out here doing everything. His hands is in a little bit of everything when it comes to music. He raps, he sings, he plays the guitar, anything you can think of. Let me introduce him. Versatile 313, man. What's going on, man? You all right, man?
Yes, thank you.
Hey, come here, baby.
I got what you want. You got what I need. Like this drug, but this ain't cocoa weed.
My day going good.
Yeah.
You know, I got done, doing a little bit of errands and everything.
Okay.
Working out, whatever.
Being responsible, understand.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Got to do that.
Constantly working on my craft and everything, getting gigs, performing and whatnot, working on music, of course.
Yeah.
And, man.
For sure.
What I gotta do.
Man, you got to push it, man. Push it. Why you got the euphemism right now, man? You know what I mean? Just keep grinding. Just keep grinding. Man, I don't know if you know, but today I'm gonna be cooking something real good for you, man. I'm making a braised short rib. Then it's going with a mushroom and asparagus risotto, as well as a root veg garnish, and then we're gonna also have sautéed green beans to go along with it. So I mean, just sit tight. We're gonna make it look real good. We're gonna plate it up real nice for you, and we're gonna make it taste even better. Cool. All right. So man, listen, what we got here, I'm about to start making the base for the braised meat, okay? It's got ingredients as far as the braised short ribs right here. We got some flour, we got some celery, tomatoes, onions, carrots, salt, pepper, thyme, garlic, chicken stock, red wine. Simple and tomato paste, basil, a little bit of butter, and then some peppercorns here. So we're gonna get it started with some olive oil, about an ounce of olive oil, right? And then we're gonna do a teaspoon worth of butter. That's good. That's good to hear that. All right. We're gonna turn it down. We're gonna season vigorously the meat with salt and pepper. And this type of meat can absorb a lot of flavor. You know what I mean? Short rib. Just gonna get a nice little amount of salt, pepper on it. It's okay because some of this seasoning is gonna fall off anyway into the sauce. So it's gonna be a potluck, if you will. It's gonna be creating a lot of depths of flavor with this. You want to shake off the excess, right? And then when it comes to actually placing the meat inside the pan, you want to be able to fold it this way. So basically, you don't want any of that. You don't want to just drop it in. You want to let it flow the other way, the grease, so the grease won't pop, or the oil, butter, whatever, whatever fat you're using. And we're just going to stir these off about 2 to 3 minutes.
This is like what I would watch like on Food Network or something, like Gordon Ramsay type.
Gordon Ramsay, oh man. Well, thank you for trying to put me up here on that stature. That's good, man. What got me into cooking was the lack of schools not having marching bands and different things of that nature. So when they didn't have that, it was just like I had to find a substitution. I ended up watching this show called Turning Up the Heat with G. Garvey. I was watching like, man, I don't know nothing about. My mom would always cook hamburger helper or spaghetti or something on the stove that was, I didn't know about asparagus. I didn't know about just any of those things, and it just blew my mind. When I got to college, I soaked it up like a sponge, So here we now are, 12 years later. This is a long-term dream of mine since the 11th grade, and here we are, man. We're gonna make it real nice.
You got like chefs that you look up to?
Him being one, yes, for sure. Gordon Ramsay, Chef Sean Lovin, one of the master chefs. Chef Dan Hugler is one of my chefs at Schoolcraft College. Both master chefs, love them both. Chef Dan, he's another one. It's a lot of good chefs, man. Chef Chris McClendon, I actually worked as his sous chef down at Savannah Blue. I don't know if you ever ate there. When we first opened up, I was his nighttime sous chef. So it's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool working there, man. Learned a lot of things. From them. Most definitely. Where did you get your name from?
I got my name from really my dad.
Your dad, okay.
My dad has been a very instrumental part of my life. I try to get my name from my real name, right. My artist name. Yeah. For a minute, a lot of it was sounding lame. Like I would use Fred B or Freddie B because my first name Frederick, last name Bo. You know what I'm saying? And I was trying to mix it up, and it was just wasn't.
It just wasn't fitting.
Then one day my dad came to me and was like, "You should call yourself versatile because you do this, and this." Yeah. And I was, I sat on it for a minute. I was like, "Huh, okay."
You the definition.
That's right.
Right now, man, I'm getting a good sear, a nice crust, and that's what we want. We want to develop that crust on all sides of the meat. Okay, that's what we're going for here. And then I know if you can look within the pot itself, the pot is gonna get real burnt. That's what we want. But it's not because we don't want that. We do. It's developing flavor, something called fond. And once we get to that process, I'll show you what it'll do. Good crust on the bottom side of it, as you can clearly see. And right now, we're just gonna let this do its thing. It takes about 2 to 3 minutes on each side, and then depending on how hot the pan is, it'll actually sear a little bit quicker. So you won't have to necessarily. It's just about actually gauging and being in control of what you're doing. You know what I mean? Okay. So this is the first step. So we got the oil, we got the butter in here so far, and we seasoning vigorously with salt and pepper, dressing in flour, shook off the excess flour. We dropped it into a very nice hot pan. Now we searing all sides, right? So once we do that, we're gonna get it going on each side. Now I'm flipping them, making sure that we get a good crust. And that's just gonna lock in that flavor. Even though we lost a lot of seasoning, it's probably already, that's what you can tell right there, that all those drippings in the pan, that's just the seasoning falling off, some of the flour that's added in there. And that flour is gonna help thicken some of that sauce that we're gonna make. We're making a sauce out of this. Once we're done putting it in the oven for 2 hours, we're gonna make a nice fine sauce with this. Most definitely. So, you know how to cook, man?
I know how to cook breakfast.
Breakfast, hey! I'm a breakfast at night kind of guy, man. Right. I don't know why. I may go to a Coney Island at the lawn, you know what I'm saying?
Me too, because every few, now and then, I may get like a French toast breakfast from a Coney Island if I'm driving up there at night, I did it recently,
Okay.
It just hit it.
So right now, man, we got a nice good sear on these. We're gonna take these out the pan, right? Let them rest for a minute. And what we did was render some of this fat. And like I said, fat is flavor. So being that we did that, we're gonna go in with our vegetables now. We're gonna give them a nice good saute. And that's those vegetables, it contains a lot of water if you think about it, right? In vegetables, especially celery. Tomatoes too. It's gonna soak up everything that was on that pan. And now you clearly see the pan is a little bit clean now, you know what I'm saying? So what it's doing is just caramelizing these vegetables, right? And then what we're gonna also do is throw some whole garlic cloves, about 4 whole garlic cloves, sweat that out. So right now we're sweating out the vegetables for this cooking process method right here. So once we're doing that, we already got our vegetables in. Once we do that, we're gonna pincier. That's a French terminology for basically getting off the fond of the bottom of the pan. You're incorporating this tomato flavor. It's real deep in flavor. And then after that, we're gonna deglaze, add our bay leaf, add our peppercorns, whole peppercorns. And then we're gonna do the process of putting the meat back in, putting the lid on it, popping it in the oven. Also, we're gonna season, a little salt. We're not gonna do too much because we just wanted to have a little bit of flavor, because as this goes in the oven, it's gonna concentrate. So from the broth that we have, right? It's gonna concentrate, and then once that concentration comes in, it develops more salt all on its own. You know what I mean? 2 tablespoons worth of tomato paste here. We're gonna take this spatula. We wanna make sure we get the bottom of that pan scraping off all that fine as possible. Incorporate it, scraping down the walls of the pan. You want to get all that incorporated with the vegetables, the tomato paste itself. So right now we're going to go ahead and deglaze. While we doing that, who influenced you to rap?
Ice Cube, I like Ice Cube.
Okay.
Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, I like Royce the 5'9".
Definitely naming some heavy hitters right now, for sure.
Yeah.
Some pioneers at that too.
I want to be in music mode. So
What's
I
that?
want to be like Jay-Z for that.
Okay.
And then last but not least, I would say Big Sean too.
Well, when did you realize rapping or singing was for you? Like, at what age, at what point did you just like, yeah, this is for me, you know?
Well, actually, starting out, before I even started rapping, my dad was the first example or influence when it came to rapping for me. Because age 17 was the day, was the age that I started taking rap really seriously. Everything that's not, so, yeah.
Word, this chicken broth right here. This right here is 2 cups and a half chicken. So now that we got this going, we're gonna let this reduce. We're gonna take our short ribs that we braised already. We're gonna put them right into the pot. So now we're just about to put the lid over it, cook it for 2 to 3 hours. We're just gonna let this bad boy do his thing in the oven. All right, man, right now, man, what we got going on, we're about to start off, man, building this risotto, man. Risotto is a great Italian rice. We're using Aboro Rice. Put about 1 ounce oil in here. And what we're gonna do is sweat off the onions. We don't want them to become dark, so that's why I'm agitating the pan like this. You just wanna sweat the onion. Grab some garlic. I say about 1/2 teaspoon of garlic. Saute up that. All right. And then now, what we're gonna do, since these are nicely translucent, we don't want them to become brown. We're gonna toast off. We're gonna toast off the Aboro rice itself. We're gonna add a little bit of butter. At this point, that's a tablespoon of butter. And we're gonna saute this up.
You know, I'm not gonna lie, I did not know what risotto was at first. I'm thinking it was a Moscato or something.
He's trying to get drunk around here. That's what he's trying to do.
I had to look it up.
No, it's a rice dish. It's a grain dish, man. It's really good, man. It's versatile. as your name is. You got me dead off that one, but it's versatile. You can put all kinds of stuff with risotto. It's so versatile. You can put pumpkin. You can put sweet potato. You can put, you can make it with basil oil. You can just do about anything with risotto. And that's one thing that's, you know, it's kind of good for you, being that you're versatile. With the music, you got the rice here that's just versatile. You know what I mean? So right now we got a nice little fond on the pan. We're gonna deglaze with 1/2 cup white wine. What that does is just release all that flavor on the bottom, and it's going to give it a nice, good flavor. And at this point, we're going to add just a little spring of thyme. So right now, what we're doing, we want to build this up to a more creamy consistency, right? And what I mean by that is basically adding some broth, warm broth. You're just gonna keep adding in stages, and this is going to give it a lot of flavor, right? We're not even seasoning at this one. We're gonna season at the very end. You want to make sure you consistently is the key word too. Stirring this, okay? This is a process here. Once you see the gauging point, it's basically when it starts to evaporate. That's when you want to keep gradually, ounce by ounce, ladle by ladle, adding more and more. What's one of your favorite movies right now? Or all-time favorite movie?
So my all-time favorite movie, Friday.
The original Friday, not the trilogy or the.
I would say the whole trilogy.
Okay. Who did it better, Day Day or Mike Epps? Who did it better?
I would say I always laugh at Day Day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's not bad. We comparing, you know, two different comedians, which is a good thing. They get paired to all the time. But just if Chris Tucker had a better role or a different role or was part of the second movie, I think it would have been different.
If Chris Tucker was as involved in the second movie
and the third, Yep. Rest in peace of John Witherspoon, for sure.
Yeah, for real.
Man. Bang, 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 bang. Being that we speaking on legends, and those people will always be remembered. Like, what do you want people most to remember you by?
To remember me by the ability to inspire, motivating people to, go for what they're passionate about.
Most
Because
definitely.
at the end of the day, your gift is gonna make room for you.
Most definitely. Open for other people that
It's a blessing.
you tapped in with,
To wake up every morning and, to have purpose.
All right, so right now, man, we're gonna add our cream. It's about 1/4 cup of cream. Season. We're gonna turn down the heat a little bit. Lightly season with some pepper, black ground pepper, salt. So now we're getting our pan nice and hot. We're gonna add about a 1/2 ounce of oil. All right. And then just a little bit of butter. So basically what we're gonna do is just blanch off our asparagus. All right, so what we're gonna do is remove these. See how they got a little bit more bright in color? So what we're gonna do, place it right in the pan. We're gonna saute. We're gonna add our mushrooms. We're gonna add just a touch more butter because mushrooms soak up a lot of flavor. You know what I mean? So now that we got this going, we're gonna try to season our own up with salt, ever so lightly. A little bit of pepper. I'm gonna add a pinch of garlic. So now that we add our butter, our shallots, salt and pepper, we're gonna get this a nice, good, quick saute. We can add our 50-50 blend of Parm and Romano. Trust me. So a little lemon juice. All right, so now what we're about to do, we're about to add our green beans to this water / stock 50-50 and just let that blanch. Now we got these ready to go. Turn off this one. We're gonna fold this right in there. We're gonna fry off our root veg, just containing parsnips, as well as sweet potatoes and carrots. And this is being cooked at 325 degrees. Keeping an eye on our green beans over here. We're gonna saute these up as well. So now we're about to get to sauteing up our green beans. Now that they're fresh out of the pot, we're gonna let that melt down just ever so slightly. Adding our green beans, as well as adding some garlic, some good shallots. We're gonna give this a good quick saute. We're gonna add generous amount of salt, generous amount of pepper, 1/4 teaspoon of lemon juice. Take this up out of the oven. And now we're gonna set this meat off to a side. Look at that. Let's go. Now that we took our short ribs and placed them out of the pan, we drained our sauce. We're gonna put some more red wine. We're gonna reduce that. Add some chicken stock. We're gonna let that alcohol cook out. And now that we're done, we're gonna take out our garnish, root veg garnish from the fryer. We're gonna lightly season it with salt. Now what we're gonna do, and we're gonna try to reduce this sauce. So now that we got that red wine reducing, we want to be able to skim off all this oil. So we basically it's called skimming the fat. When we're developing this sauce, we want to be able to skim off all that oil that's within the sauce itself. And now we're just going to let this sauce reduce, because you want a nice clean looking sauce. So right now we reduced the sauce, we skimmed it. We're gonna add a little touch of butter. And this is gonna give it a sheen. Nice little sheen. And what we're gonna do is try to glaze the short ribs. And make sure that it coats nicely. And it's also bringing it back up since we let it rest, you know what I mean? That sauce is gonna heat it up slightly. And then you can tell the sauce is pretty much good by the back of it, back of the spoon. It's called nappe. Nappe, it's a French terminology that we use in the culinary world to gauge how nice and velvety the sauce is supposed to be itself. So we're just gonna let that sit for a moment and just keep glazing those short ribs. We're gonna take this, we're gonna place this risotto right in the center, lift that up. All right. Now we're gonna take our green beans, we're gonna kind of crisscross them. Now what we want to do, so now that we added our green beans, we're going to take the glazed short rib, put it right there, drizzle some of that sauce, we're going to dump it right on there, and then finish around. Alright, we're going to take some of our garnish, we're going to stack it up like that. I'm gonna take some of this here parsley, just a little drizzle, not too much. And there you have it. Man, I hope you enjoyed, man. Before we dig in, I'm gonna allow you to dig in, man. I just wanna see, say some grace with you, man, over the food, if you don't mind. Let's bow our heads. Lord, we thank you for today, and we thank you for tomorrow. I appreciate you for allowing Versatile 313 to come through with me and experience this journey of me cooking my skills that you gave me and allowing us to share our gifts together and talk over food. I appreciate you and everything that you do. Amen.
Amen.
Let's get it. Man, come on, man. Tell me how it's hitting, man. Dig on in, man. I hope you enjoy it, man. This your first time ever having it, right?
Yes.
All right, cool, man. I'm glad that I'm gonna turn you into a long-term fan. Yeah, most definitely, most definitely. Yeah. That's it right there. Dig. You tried the risotto too?
Yes, sir.
Dig.
I'm going crazy.
For sure, man.
It's like, man, I'm supposed to eat this when I get famous.
Yes, sir. On point? Well, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming out, man.
Thank you, man.
What you got planned coming up, man? Any new projects? Anything you working on?
Yeah, coming up, I'm planning on releasing a new single called Justice.
Okay.
In September.
I appreciate you for stopping in with Cooking with Innermixx. We hoping to see big things from you soon, most definitely. For sure, man, for sure. All right, man. Thank you all for tuning in with another episode of Cooking with Innermixx. I'm your host, Chef Yero. Till then, y'all be good.
Thank you.